What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue. This week's episode is going to be actually a very intriguing one because I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of the next TCG set called Maze of Memories. Now you guys are probably wondering, Maze of Memories, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? Well, it is actually the next, I guess, side set that will be coming out for us in the TCG, which will be released on March 9th. From what I'm reading here, it'll be released on March 9th of next year, and honestly, I'm actually excited for it. So it's not too far off, but I'm actually excited for this set. But if you guys enjoyed this video and you guys want to see more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, which get posted every Friday, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on my social media. Links will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. So we know that we're gonna be getting cards. You know, cards that I had already talked about on the channel, which includes cards such as Duel Academy, Excel Synchro, Stars Dragon, and also Blacklisted Soldier, Legendary Swordsman, which I don't think I ever talked about that card on the channel. So I'm gonna go on Nexus here. Okay, and now for that. Okay, now let's go deck. Pick a random one. I'll choose my Batline Boxer deck, which I do need to update at some point. Excuse me. Here we are. Here we are. So let's see. Blackluster Soldier, Legendary Swordsman, 8-star Earth Warrior, Ritual, 3,000 attack, 2,500 defense. You can Ritual summon this card with Chaos Form or Super Soldier Ritual. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Must be Ritual summoned. During your draw phase, before you draw it, you can reveal this card in your hand. Give up your normal draw this turn. If you do, add a Ritual spell from your deck to your hand. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during your battle phase. When this attacking card was Ritual summoned, when this attacking card that was Ritual summoned using a normal monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can shuffle all cards your opponent controls into the deck. Oh! Wow, so it basically just resets their board. Kind of like, it's similar to Fiber Jar, but it has a bit of a drawback because because you can add, you know, Chaos Form, Super Soldier Ritual to your hand, but the problem is that if you're up against a deck that does nothing but banish cards from the hand, that's gonna be a bit of a problem, especially now, because cards like Dimensional Fissure and even also Macrocosmos is now back up at 3, which makes things even more harder for players to out, which is not good. But still that's a pretty nutty card. Excel Synchro. I had already talked about Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon, which has the effect where you can where you can Monster Reborn a level 2 or lower tuner from your graveyard, and as a quick effect during the main phase, you can tribute this card and summon Star Dragon from your graveyard, from your extra deck, which is treated as a synchro summon. Um, 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 and then once the effect resolves, you can automatically synchro summon any monster you want using the monsters you have as material on board, which is pretty cool. But it also has another effect where it says for the rest of the turn, the monsters synchro summoned by this effect are unaffected by your opponent's activated effect. So not even cards like Bottomless Trap Hole or anything like that can be used against against that synchro summon card, which is actually pretty cool. And then of course too, you got cards like Duel Academy, which I believe can work with pretty much any archetype in the game for the most part. Let's see here. This card gains these effects based on the monster types on the field. Warrior, Beast, or Pyro. Once per turn, if you activate a trap, except during the damage step, you can target a card your opponent controls and destroy it. Dino, Sea Serpent, or Thunder. Once per turn, you can activate a spell, except during the damage step. If you activate a spell during the damage step, you can inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. Machine Fairy or Fiend. Once per turn, if you activate a monster effect, except during the damage step, you can target a face-up monster you control. It gains 1,000 attack, even if this card leaves the field. Okay, so it basically just ensures that no matter what deck you build, if you build a deck using all these different types, you're gonna have quite the interesting quite the interesting interesting board, I guess you could say. But we also know that we are going to be getting other cards as well, such as Barry Topia, which I believe they named it in which Untopia. Oh, wait a minute, what? So apparently Nexus is naming this card Barian Untopia, which I guess it makes sense because in the anime, obviously Barian World wasn't much of a utopia as it would be with Astral World, I guess, but still. But if you guys did not watch that video where I talked about this card, it's a field spell that reads that it's always treated as a Barian's card. Number monsters you control with the number between 101 and 107 in their name, as well as Chaos Xyz monsters and Chaos number monsters you control, cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, and your opponent cannot target them with card effects. Once per turn, if you spell summon an Xyz monster with a rank up magic spells effect, you can target that Xyz monster and one monster your opponent controls, attach that opponent's monster to that Xyz monster as material. So it's basically similar to Xyz Import, but the big difference between Xyz Import and this card is that with this card, is that with this card, none of your Xyz monsters can be targeted with effects, which is pretty nuts. But based on what I'm seeing in the photo of the set anyway, it looks like we are going to be getting Duel Academy. We're also going to be getting the BLS, and it looks like it appears that we could be getting the new Red Eyes card. And I'm assuming that we're going to be getting, looks like some new wind up support, And it looks like also we could be getting that new what you call it, that new that new Red Dragon Archfiend support that we that we got a long time ago. I'm gonna have to go to my I'm gonna have to go to my Dark World deck because I know exactly what the card is. Well, but if you don't know what that card is, it's known as Time to Stand Up. Originally, they called it the Great Soul, but I guess but I guess it really is Time to Stand Up. Bad joke, I know, bad joke. But the trap effect reads: if a Dragon Synchro is on the field, special summon up to 2 monsters that are Resonator monsters and or level 1 dragons from your deck. When a monster effect is activated while you control a level 10 or higher Dark Dragon Synchro, you can manage the card from your grave and negate that effect. And if you do, one Synchro monster you control gains 2,000 attack until the end of the next turn. You can only use each effect once per turn. So this basically ensures that a card like, say, Red Supernova Dragon, or cards or a card like such as King Calamity, Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend Bane, any of those will have an attack big enough to topple cards, cards that your opponent may have on board, which is really nice. I already did a deck profile on my Dark World deck. So if you guys have not checked out that video, I recommend you guys check it out. Pretty crazy with the new support from the Dark World structure deck. It's pretty nuts. I have to admit, I'm not running a whole lot of new cards in my Dark World deck anyway. Just the new Rainbow Pearl, I guess will be triple puppetry, 1 Ascension, 1 Archives, 2 Punishment, and then of course the new Grapha Fusion, which is a pretty nutty card. So we can confirm that we are going to be getting these cards. But as far as like other cards, we don't really know exactly what else we can get, other than the fact that we're going to be getting what it appears to be some new Gate Guardian support. I don't know who the fuck decided to come up with that idea, but we are going to be getting new Gate Guardian support. We know we're going to be getting a reprint. It's a first time reprint of Baron de Flor, which honestly Baron is still a pretty nutty card. Not sure if it's I think, in my opinion, I think it's I think it's already we've went past its prime, in my personal opinion, but I don't think we have at the same time. It's hard to say, but with this set, obviously you guys know it's basically the same as some of the other sets that we've had. Genesis Impact. What's the other one? Toon Chaos, where it's going to be where we're gonna have 7 cards per pack, which will be 6 rares and a holo, which is awesome. And 15 of the holo and 15 of the cards that are going to be in the set will also be collector's rares, which I'm excited for. So I'm assuming that Baron is probably going to be one of the collector rares in the set. Excuse me. The BLS is another potential card that could be a collector rare. And also too, I just realized that we are also going to be getting the new Firewall Dragon, which I believe I don't think I ever Firewall. Let's see where. Oh, I almost forgot. I almost forgot. We did get some new cyber support. I will be talking about the new cyber support later on, in the next couple weeks. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that, because I've got other other videos to talk. I got some other news to talk about for Yu-Gi-Oh. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But the new Firewall Link, which is called Firewall Dragon Dark Fluid Neo. What was it again? Neo Tempest Terahertz, which is a Dark Cyber's Link 5, with 3,000 attack, and its arrows are up, left, right, bottom left, bottom right. And of course, 3 or more Cyber's monsters, and the effect reads negate any monster effects. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Fuck me. Yeah, if you guys couldn't tell, I'm still sick. But, where was I? Oh yeah. Negate any monster effects activated by your opponent during the battle phase. So any effects that were triggered during the battle phase are just negated instantly, which is pretty crazy. As a quick effect, you can send one Cyber's monster from your deck or extract to your grave. And if you do, this card gains the attribute of that monster sent to the grave. Also, it gains 2,500 attack. So it basically just goes up to 55, which is pretty nuts. You can only use this effect once per turn. This card can attack monsters a number of times each battle phase, up to the number of different attributes it has. Ooh. Basically, it does that. Not much else to say about that. It looks like as well we're gonna be getting new sprite support. It looks like it's hard to say. If there are any more new cards that will be in the set that I have not gotten the chance to talk about, I will be talking about them on the channel. So make sure you guys stay tuned. But I think the biggest pro of one of the biggest pros of the set would definitely have to be getting a collector rare reprint of Baron, as well as seeing Neo Tempest getting being a collector's rare. The biggest con would probably have to be seeing reprints of cards that had already been reprinted more times than we give a fuck to count. So it's hard to say what we can expect to see in this set, but I can tell you right now that I will be doing, not only will I be talking about any and all new cards that will be in the set, I will be doing an in-depth review of the set and talk about whether or not it's worth buying the box or buying the singles. But that brings me to the question of the day: what cards do you guys want to see get printed in Maze of Memories? Let me know down in the comments below, and that will do it for today, for this week's episode of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, which get posted every Friday, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on my social media. Links will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.